Excuse me. You've got 20 seconds. Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order. If you'd all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Sean, will you please call roll?
Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Here.
Councilmember Baggett.
Here.
Councilmember Brown.
Here.
Councilmember Jayraj.
Here.
Councilmember Malinga.
Here.
Councilmember Stearns.
Here.
Councilmember Trump Manuel.
Here.
Thank you. All right, this evening, Council, because some of you are new, we are going to do something very quickly, considered a presentation, but it's not on your agenda, but each one of our directors is just going to introduce themselves and tell you which department they're in, have a couple of sentences, so that if you have questions tonight during the council meeting, and we are getting nameplates for all of them, you will not see them all in this lineup all the time, but just so you are familiar with them tonight, because I know you've met some, but perhaps have not met all. So who wants to start? Kendra, do you want to?
Kendra Como, I'm the interim city attorney.
My name is Jeff Tate. I'm Director of Community Development, and community development includes code enforcement, permitting, the building department, zoning, land use, some of the engineering review functions, and our community and human services group that work with a lot of our nonprofit agencies out in the community delivering service.
Ingrid Gao, Public Works Director. We handle water, sewer, storm, street, airport, and the city's fleet, as well as all the capital projects for the city.
David Travis, Director of Innovation Technology. We handle cybersecurity, infrastructure, systems engineering, and all of the internal customer success.
I'm Daryl Faber, Parks, Arts, Recreation, and that includes those three, plus cemetery, golf course, senior center, beautification, flower baskets, museum, historic farm, and all the fun festivities that we do in Auburn.
Jamie Thomas, Finance Director. We do the budget, financial reporting, accounting operations, and utility billing.
I'm Candace Martinson. I'm the Director of Human Resources and Risk Management. We oversee employment, training and development, classification, compensation, employee and labor relations, risk management, and benefits.
Dan O'Neill. I'm the interim chief of police. Obviously, we're responsible for the city's public safety.
And Dana?
I'm Dana Hinman. I'm the Director of Administration. I oversee the 4 divisions that report directly out of the mayor's office and also handle government relations.
Okay, thank you, directors. All right, we will move on to appointments. Tonight we have the Junior City Council. City Council to confirm the following appointments to the Junior City Council. All terms will expire August 31st, 2021. We have Kaylee Sin, Kelly O, Madeline Nicole Taylor, and Briseda Sandate. So do we have a motion? Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Yes, I move to approve the appointments of the Junior City Council members as mentioned.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Mayor. As you mentioned, the 4 new members of the City Council, were very excited to see this and to have additional members serve on the council, and I look forward to working with each of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the council? Hearing none, all those in favor of the appointment of the Junior City Council members as presented, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. Passes. Congratulations, council. That's your very first official vote for the year. And I believe we have some of the Junior City Council members out in the audience. I want to say thank you and welcome to the work that you're going to be doing on behalf of youth within our city and the representation that you will provide to the City Council. Thank you very much. All right, do we have any agenda modifications tonight, Sean? We have no public hearings this evening, so we will move to audience participation. This is the place on the agenda where the public is invited to speak to the City Council on any issue. Those wishing to speak are reminded to sign in on the form provided, and please keep comments to 3 minutes. Is there anyone that would like to speak? Please come forward, give your name and address for the record.
My name is Ken Holden. I live at 3611 I Street Northeast. I am honored to be able to live in the same place as Councilmember Bob Baggett and Deputy Mayor Claude DeCourcy. I want to congratulate first the new members of the council. It's quite a pleasure, it's an honor to have you working for us, because that's what you do, is you do work for us. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight, and I've written it down so it won't take too long. I invite you as our council members to walk on the Reddington Trail one of these days. It's a beautiful hike along the Green River, but it's changing. I just add a little bit to my note here. Every morning I walk down to get coffee at Starbucks, and I go down the Reddington Trail. And I've lived there about 7 years, and obviously I've seen it change from the trail that it was to what it is now. But even in the last 2 years, it's changed quite a bit, where I have to be very careful what I'm doing in the morning when I walk down there. I'm not unsympathetic to the homeless, but it's become unsafe to use the public walkway at times. The garbage that comes with habitation, not to mention the human waste, makes walking down by the river a hazardous journey. There are several tents right behind Brandon Park that could be a problem for children wanting to play in the area. There are several tents on the mound that are about halfway down the length of the trail, and again, to add to that, right behind where we happen to live there in the parks, about halfway down the length of the trail, and to go down one of the several trails leading to the river can mean stepping on a used needle or one of the many areas being used as toilets. And I haven't even mentioned human encounters. And nearly every morning I run into somebody going down the trail who either is asking for money or something. And when it's dark, you're just not sure what they're doing there. I love our river. I've fished on the Green River for many, many years, and I'm asking for something to be done to make it safe again. Thank you.
Sure. And if you'd like to talk with our Chief of Police about any issues that you might have, I'm sure Chief O'Neill would be happy to speak with you about those concerns and what can be done. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Anyone else? Please come forward, give your name and address for the record.
Waylon Menzia, 719 R Street Northeast, Auburn. I wanted to say thank you for the City Council members appointing all those new junior council members. We're really looking forward to working with them. Then I also wanted to say congratulations to Chris Stearns, Robin Malenga, James Gerage, and Bob Baggett for their new re-elections or elections to City Council, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Waylon. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Hearing none, we will move on. We have no correspondence for council review this evening. Council Ad Hoc Committee chairs and reports. Council Ad Hoc Committee chairs may report on the status of their ad hoc council committee's progress on assigned tasks and may give their recommendation to the City Council, if any. We have half of the Finance Ad Hoc Committee held over from last year. Deputy Mayor DeCourcy is the remaining member. And so, Deputy Mayor, would you like to give the report this evening?
I will, Mayor. Thank you. So, as the remaining member, I did do a review of the claims and payroll vouchers. The claims vouchers are in the total of $1.95 million, dated January 6, 2020, and had no questions or concerns on the vouchers. Also reviewed vouchers for also period ending January 6, 2020, in the amount of $363,000, and no questions on those as well. And payroll vouchers are $2.6 million for the period covering December 12, 2019 to December 31st, 2019, and recommend approval by council.
Thank you. All right, we will move on to the consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered by the City Council to be routine and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. Do we have a motion? Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember Baggett.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Mayor. The consent agenda this evening includes minutes of the December 16th, 2019 regular council meeting, the claims and payroll vouchers that I just presented, a public works project number CP 1807, which is a contract with Northwest Cascade Incorporated on a water meter vault and lid replacement project, public works project number CP 1917, which is a Norbid sewer service contract on their low bid for a deduct meter replacement project, phase 1, and also for setting a date for a public hearing for the modification of the City Transportation Improvement Program, which we commonly refer to as the TIP.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments about an item on the consent agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. Passes. All right, we have no unfinished business, but we do have new business this evening, which is not usual for this council. We do need a confirmation of the deputy mayor position. City Council to confirm the selection of Councilmember Claude DeCoursey as deputy mayor. Do we have a motion? Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. I would move that this council ask Councilmember Claude DeCoursey to serve as deputy mayor.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember J. Raj.
I second it, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown, did you have any comments to make?
Yes, I do. It has been my honor to serve for the last 2 years with soon-to-be Deputy Mayor Claude DeCoursey, and he has shown great leadership, knowledge, and ability, and I look forward to seeing him serve in this capacity.
Thank you. Questions or comments from council? Hearing none, all those in favor of the confirmation of Claude DeCoursey as deputy mayor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. Passes. Congratulations again, Deputy Mayor. All right, next on the agenda is Ad Hoc Committee for City Council seating. Council, this is in your council rules and procedures. And so it is the selection by the Deputy Mayor of an ad hoc committee for the seating assignments for City Council meetings. There does not need to be a motion for the appointment of the ad hoc committee. Is that correct, City Attorney?
That is correct.
Thank you. So Deputy Mayor DeCoursey, I believe you have some choices. You could have council vote on the current seating arrangement if that is to your liking, or you could put together an ad hoc committee. You are always an ex officio member of any ad hoc committee, so you could put together up to 3 other, well, it becomes a public meeting if the deputy mayor is a part of, if you choose to be a member of the an ex officio member. So you can, to keep things from causing a public meeting, you can select 2 council members to be on that ad hoc committee, or as I said, you could make a motion to approve the seating as it currently exists.
All right. Okay, thank you. I would like to establish an ad hoc committee. I think it's appropriate for us to kind of just review this, and I would like to appoint Councilmember Trout-Manuel and Councilmember Baggett to serve with me on the committee.
Okay. All right. And so you can work together to schedule the times for that meeting or meetings. All right. Also, selection of a finance ad hoc committee, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I would like to say I would like to step down from the committee.
What?
Yeah,
You're an
well,
ex officio member of
I am,
every
but
committee.
I don't want to be the last remaining member, so I'll serve as the ex officio member on that. But my almost 1 year of service on that was very enjoyable. So at this point in time, I would like to ask Councilmember Baggett and Councilmember Stearns to serve as members of the Finance Committee, Ad hoc Committee.
Excellent. All right. Thank you. All right, we will move on to resolutions. And resolution number 5488, a resolution authorizing the mayor to negotiate and execute agreements between the City of Auburn, SHI International Corporation, and Area Electronic Systems, Inc. for network infrastructure services. Do we have a motion? Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
I guess I got them all tonight. All right, thank you. I move to adopt Resolution 5488.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember Trout-Manuel.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. And this has not come before council for a study session, so we do have IT Director David Travis, who, if you would like a short explanation from him, he is available for that. All right, David?
All right, so this isn't any new money that we're asking for this project. This is existing money, and what we've decided to do is during the budget process, we had identified a bunch of little projects, little replacements of equipment, and with this, we are trying to consolidate it into a single project, single vendor, so that we can be more comfortable in our direction for our hybrid cloud strategy. Single vendor makes it a little easier for us to point the finger at, rather than multi-vendor, multi-people blaming multi-companies for what the issues are. So all we're really asking is to put this into a single contract and allow the mayor to sign that.
To remove some of the potential points of failure.
That is correct.
Okay. Questions from council? Hearing none, all those in favor of resolution number 5488, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. Passes. All right, we will move on. So that is the business of the city for this evening. We will move on to mayor and council member reports. At this time, the mayor and city council may report on significant items associated with their appointed positions on federal, state, regional, and local organizations. And we will begin this evening with Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I would also like to, as we've done this evening, welcome our new council members. As has been mentioned, very diverse council, and I, for one, am extremely pleased to be serving with each of you in this new council as we go forward in 2020. And I think it's the first time in many years we've had, outside of Councilmember Brown, we have council members who are not retired. Yeah, so we appreciate that as well, because now we have a bit of youth coming in to help us older people feel re-energized. So I'm really pleased with that. No? Okay, I won't. Okay. So welcome and congratulations.
Experience.
Experience. Yes, there you go. This afternoon, Mayor Backus, myself, and Councilmember Trout-Manuel participated either via phone or by web a federal legislative committee meeting that is run through the Association of Washington Cities. I've been on this committee for about 5 years, and there's about 23 or 24 members, maybe more, from across the state that serve on this committee that sets the federal priorities for the Association of Washington Cities that is taken back to Washington, D.C. to talk to our federal legislatures and to impress upon them what the 281 cities in the state of Washington need, desire, want, and expect from our federal legislatures in Washington, D.C. There's usually 4 or 5 different priorities that we go through related to affordable housing, related to public works, infrastructure, other items such as more local control and things like that. So this was our first meeting in 2020. We'll have a few more prior to going back to DC in March, and we'll be able to go back hopefully and let our legislatures again know what these priorities are and how important it is for the federal legislatures to act upon the issues that we face in our local cities. And I think as we heard the judge mention tonight, you know, we as local elected officials are the first step in what happens in government. And we are the ones that actually make it happen. I've mentioned a few times before that as we see tonight with our resolutions and as we'll see with ordinances, we as the city government move pretty fast. The state moves somewhat in speed, and then you go to the federal government and it's kind of stopped. So it's kind of our responsibility to go back to DC and push a little harder at our Congress people to make sure that they are listening, understand, and act upon what is needed in our local jurisdictions. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just have a short report. I thought it would be of interest to this council. But in 2026, Washington State has an opportunity to host some of the games for the 2026 World Cup. And as president of the State Labor Council, I'm working with the city of Seattle and others in the state to try to make sure that we have this opportunity. It's a great opportunity to not only encourage participation of the World Cup proceedings here in our community, here in the state, but we can do it and also promote high standards for that participation, ensuring that we have human rights, civil rights, and labor rights are being recognized. At the same time, we have some great fun and opportunity to see some world-class soccer. So, or as they say in other places, football. So it's very interesting, and I too would like to congratulate our new council members, and if there's anything that I can do to be helpful, don't hesitate to call. But only one person at a time, so we don't violate the Open Public Meetings Act.
Thank you. Councilmember J. Raj.
Nothing to report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I also want to echo what the mayor said, what Claude said, and what Mayor Backus, Councilmember DeCoursey, I got to get this politically correct, Mr. Brown has said. I am so ecstatic and so excited to see this dais to finally be the representation of our city. And I think we've got an awesome group. I was just sharing this with the mayor that it's by time that we have this kind of representation to represent our city. And I really look forward to working with each and every one of you because this is an awesome city and we have a lot of work to still do. And so welcome to our dais. And I'm also looking forward to being on this new committee that Mr. DeCoursey and Mayor Backus are on. It's something new that I'm going to challenge with because I want to learn more about what's going on in our city and how we can make some changes and stuff and how it can help our city as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Malinga.
Glad to be here and nothing else to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Stearns.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm glad to be here too. And the thing about football sounds really amazing. It's a great opportunity and to showcase, just how amazing Auburn is. So thank you again.
Thank you. Councilmember Baggett.
Thank you, Your Honor. Basically, I have no report, but again, I would like to echo those comments made by our deputy mayor and our council members, welcoming our 3 new members, and of course myself. So,
welcome yourself.
4 more years, folks. And this is a very diverse and a very, very, very good quality council, and I'm looking forward to working with everyone. But hold that thought for next week because this week's going to be really interesting. A lot of meetings.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Just a few things. It seems like it's been quite a while since we were sitting up here. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to all of the nonprofits in our community who throughout the year do great things for those in need, but during the holidays, they go above and beyond. On the 21st of December, as has become custom, I work with the Valley Regional Fire Authority and IAFF Local 1351 for the toy giveaway at Auburn High School. And there were over 700 children that were provided toys for Christmas because of the great work within this community, the donations that were made at the local grocery stores, of money as well as games and other items for great joy for the children in our community. And then on the 23rd at Holy Family Church is the annual Christmas food basket giveaway. And a thank you to everyone who came out again to help with that. It's always fun to be able to see the look on people's faces as they know that they are going to have food to provide a great meal to their family and friends for the holidays. So I just want to say thank you to all of those who volunteer and who donate either their time or their money or items to ensure that everyone in our community has an opportunity to enjoy the holidays. A couple other items. On Saturday, January 4th, I attended the ribbon cutting for Pacific Ballroom Dance. That's down on 15th Street Southwest, so across from the Outlet Collection. They have been in existence at that location for several years, but they opened up another wing of the ballroom studio. And from what they were saying that night, they are not only the largest ballroom dance studio in Auburn, in King County, in the state, but in the United States. So that's very significant. And I don't know if they meant in terms of students or square footage or a combination of the two, but it was also probably the largest, most well-attended ribbon cutting that I have attended in my 6 going on 7 years as mayor in Auburn. So it was a great event. They were providing free dance lessons. Believe it or not, I stood over to the side and watched and did not partake for a change in the dancing. I know. But oh, that had to be it. Yes, that was it. Oh, I just didn't want to. I danced to my own beat, not to what someone else would like me to dance to at times. And then yesterday afternoon at Auburn Avenue Theater, we had the awesome opportunity of hosting Congresswoman Kim Schreier's town hall. It was during Seahawks game, so I was questioning whether we would have anyone in attendance. But I would say that the theater was about half full, which was an excellent turnout. It was an hour and a half of Congresswoman Schreier providing an update on some of the committees that she is working on and then answering questions from the audience. And while most of her focus, obviously being a pediatrician in Congress, and she is the only female doctor in Congress, she focuses a great deal on health care, on immunizations, and anything health-related for children, and is sponsoring some bills on diabetes because she is very open about her type 1 diabetes that she has. And so she not only talks about that, but because the 8th Congressional District covers a very diverse part of our state, it crosses the mountains, and of course, maybe the issues in eastern Washington are not the same. She covers Chelan, Klickitat, King, Pierce, Thurston, I believe, as well. And so you can imagine diverse concerns. And so she is also on the agriculture committees so that she is working to better understand the farmers in our community and the needs. So healthcare, agriculture, climate change, the Iranian issues, the impeachment. She, after serving 1 year in Congress, has a great grasp, understanding of what's going on, and was able to speak to every one of the issues that was brought up. So while we know that sometimes in DC we have some dysfunction, I think we can be proud of the fact that within the state of Washington, we have great representation in our senators and in the 8th Congressional District who are willing to work across the aisle to do what they were elected to serve to do. So just want to say thank you to everyone who attended. I know Councilmember Jayraj and Councilmember Stearns were there. Councilmember Malinga was there as well. Just want to say thank you for being there. Happy to say that the Seahawks won as well. I got to watch the last 2 minutes of the game. So with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.